Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is an AI engineer. So I'm going to review this resume and I'm going to tell you why it's bad, why it's good, and how to fix it if it's absolute garbage. Although, spoiler alert, this resume for an AI engineer is garbage. I also want to let you know I do more than tech resumes. I do accounting, I do other recruiters, I do biomedical, but the job market for tech is in the toilet. So like 95% of what's sent to me is data analysts and full stack developers. So this person has a terrible ratio, which is how I know it's a garbage resume. The ratio is how many applications it takes for you to get a single interview. Your goal should be a minimum of 50 applications to one interview. This person, it takes them over 150 applications to get a single interview. So this is a garbage resume. This person said they're working in a consulting company who is trying to build a product, leading the team and not getting any progress, want to pivot to actual large-scale systems. So let's see what we can do to fix this garbage resume. Also, quick note, there is construction happening outside my house. If you hear any loud noises in the video, it is that I cannot prevent them. So for an AI engineer, what we need is degree, Python, or any other backend, but in the US you want Python, ML, LLMs, cloud, GCP, Azure, AWS, built stuff in production, agentic systems, multi-agent, agentic coding such as Claude Code, OpenAI, Codex, Cursor, frameworks for LangGraph, LangChain, Google ADK, OpenAI Agent, SKD, and communicate technical details to a non-technical audience, along with ML Ops, AI architecture, and AI orchestration, and rare for the rest of that. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need. If we cannot find it in those 20 seconds, we yeet and delete your resume. So let's see if I can find these in 20 seconds. But I am not looking for these. I know I tricked you. Haha. I'm looking for qualifications, not keywords. A keyword is this, right? It's what the hiring team needs. A qualification is, well, I'll go into more detail about it after this quick review. So 20 seconds is on the clock and go. Okay, this doesn't matter. Production at this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This is a hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, and time. Yeah, I understand why this is getting absolutely no interviews. This is really, really a bad resume. So let's say first things first, their formatting is bad. Although even if their formatting was good, they would still get rejected. Formatting is, if you want to grade your resume, 30% of your grade. You can pass with bad formatting. You cannot pass with bad bullet points, which this person unfortunately is bad formatting and bad bullet points. So format wise, you want to use this. This is the best resume format you can use for about 99% of everybody, with the exception of job hoppers and high-level directors. So this is what you want to use. The link is in the description below. But let me tell you why I have a problem with this resume. Also, why I can't use anything in the technical skills section. So first things first, I said this is a hot dog. So a hot dog in hiring is the following. You go to your local hamburger place. You are craving a hamburger. So you go to Headless Headhunters Hamburger Hut. So at Quadruple H, you go there and the waiter says, "All right, sir, what do you want?" And you say, "I would like a hamburger." And they say, "All right, anything else you want there, sir?" And they say, "No, that's it, just a hamburger." So they go, "All right, let me go get that for you real quick." So they go back to the kitchen. They say, "All right, sir, here are your 3 hamburgers, just like you wanted." And they give you a plate of hot dogs. And you say, "Bro, what? These are hot dogs. These are not hamburgers." And they say, "Well, yeah, but if you think about it, a hot dog has meat just like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns just like a hamburger. And a hot dog can, in fact, have meat just like a hamburger." So when you were thinking about having a hamburger, what you really meant were these 3 hot dogs. And I assure you, sir, these are the best hot dogs you will ever have in your life. And you would look at them like they were insane and walk away without paying because you did not want a hot dog. You wanted a hamburger. And it doesn't matter that it's adjacent to it. It doesn't matter that they both have meat or both have buns. You wanted your circular meat disc rather than your cylindrical meat disc. And this is the exact same problem I have here. This part is fine. B2B competitive intelligence platform tells me at least what it is. But then you add these random numbers, 8 billion FMG multinational under a 35 contract with reoccurring revenue, led end-to-end delivery, manage one part junior developer. How is that related to an AI engineer? Is that at all what I want? No, nothing here includes anything I want. So this entire section is completely irrelevant and needs to be deleted. Then we go down to here, built an LLM. Okay, fine, that is something I want. Intent classifier routes natural language to MS SQL. Do I want SQL here? I don't. That's it's an extra credit. Via text to SQL, you already mentioned that. Via quadrant, via schematic vector search text embedded 3 large 307D includes post generation validation blocking destructive SQL statements and programmatic row level tenant isolation at the application layer. None of that is what I'm looking for. Not a single thing. And you may be like, Lee, what are you talking about? They said LLMs and SQL already. And it's like, yeah, they did. You don't want to repeat the same keyword in the same job. You want to repeat it in other jobs. So the fact that you already mentioned MS SQL and LLMs, which is fine, up there is good, but you don't want to mention it again in the same job. You can mention it down here in your projects, but you don't want to mention it in the same job. So the other problem I have here is none of this is the qualifications. These are keywords. And I said earlier that we're looking for qualifications and not keywords. And this is what I mean. A keyword is just what the hiring team needs, right? It's one of these. A qualification is a keyword plus how you used that keyword, plus the non-technical business reasons you use that keyword. So why did you do it that your grandmother could understand, and where? And if it's not what, how, non-technical, why, where, it does not count. So designing a localization aware, I'm not even going to read this, API, this is all hot dogs. This doesn't matter. And then up here, you said LLM and MS SQL. That's great, but this is a completely incomprehensible thing of what you did. So despite actually having the keywords, it doesn't count up here. Even down here, you have all of the keywords and the technical skills. But guess what? Technical skills don't count because they do not show me how you did it, a why that your grandmother could understand, and where you did it. So those don't count. So then I go down to here and I don't see anything I need. I see Azure Functions, but I'm not looking for Azure Functions. I'm looking for Azure. And yes, if JavaScript is different than Java, then Azure Functions could be different than Azure. Same thing down here where they said Azure DevOps CI/CD. I am looking for Azure, DevOps, CI/CD, but I am not looking for Azure DevOps and CI/CD. But even if you wrote those correctly, guess what? I still have no idea what you did. What is a custom worker auto-scaling via Redis queue depth pulling bool parentheses queue wait 2 decoupled bool MQ queries with cron-driven sync on Azure Functions architected as a multi-tenant SaaS enterprise SSO via hybrid AD SAML fully automated via Azure DevOps CI/CD using service principles. That is nonsense. That means nothing. I'm aware that it means a lot to people that are in the technical know, but the manager does not know what that means. This resume needs to be deleted. I do not think there is anything salvageable in this entire resume. So I need you to take this resume and delete it, all right? Because if you keep applying with this resume, you are going to be in for a bad time. And despite what people may think, I do not like rejecting people. Recruiters do not like rejecting people. We hate it because every person we reject means the role is a little farther away from being filled. So what do? Instead, you make your resume look like this. And then you make sure you have qualifications that show what you did, how you did it, the business reasons you did it that your grandmother would understand, and where you did it. That is what you need to do. You also need to apply within the first 100 applicants, because otherwise you're not going to get seen. So you do need to apply within the first 100 applicants. There's two. There's the speed of application and the quality of your resume. Both of those need to be good. So that's about all I can do for this resume in particular. Also, I wanted to quickly note, stop trying to impress me. You'll never impress the person reading your resume. It doesn't matter if it's a manager. It doesn't matter if it's a recruiter. It doesn't matter if they're the most technical person in the world. You will never impress somebody with a resume. It's not built for it. So stop trying to put things that are impressive and start putting things that were relevant. So before we go to the next resume, I just want to say thank you all for watching. And to my members, you are the reason that I can keep doing this for free for everybody. So thank you very much for your support. My members get access to my videos early. They get access to videos early, and they get a link to the past live streams that I have done. So thank you very much. And if you want to support this channel to keep this free for everybody, then please, in the link below, be a member. But if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. That is where I go over these reviews. So thank you very much for watching, and let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a full stack software developer. So what do we need for a full stack software engineer? We need degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, RESTful API or REST API, SQL, Cloud, AWS, GCP, Azure, backend, Python, C#.NET or Java, React, React Native, Git or GitHub, CI/CD, Agile, DevOps, and extra credit for all that other stuff. So I talked to this person on stream, and this is a new resume, so we do not know their ratio. Their big problem is honestly probably they just haven't applied to enough jobs. I think they said they applied to like 100 jobs in like a month and a half. What did they say? 100 jobs in... Yeah, no, we don't know. But about 100 jobs in about a month and a half, which is just not enough. Like, even with my advice, you will still need to apply to close to 50 a week, because that's what you need to get a job within about a month and a half. So... for a full stack, this is what we need. Also, I want to repeat TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, because oh my gosh, do you need it? Every single software engineer refuses to put TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS in their resume, and it is absolutely critical. Like, your goal with your resume should be to put in the basic stuff. The basics get people hired. This is not new either. Like in 2019, 2018, which one of those, I was recruiting for accountants and I was recruiting for nurses, and every single one of those refused to put the basic tenets of their job, and the end client, not me, the end client would reject them. I got so much commission by just having those candidates put down for like accounting, like Excel, and for nursing, like drawing blood and doing basic medical stuff. You need the basic stuff. So if you're like, well, won't they? No. TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So this is a new one. We don't know if it's good or garbage, but let's review it. 20 seconds is on the clock. And also, if I miss stuff that's more common than normal, that's a sign of a bad resume. I've got construction going over here and my dog over here chewing loudly. So I am extremely distracted. So let's see what I can do. And if your resume is good enough to get past a distracted recruiter, it's really a good resume. Like, in real life, this might happen. You might have construction. You might have a dog. You might have emails pinging left and right. You might have your phone ringing. All of those things can happen and make somebody miss something that is obvious. So your resume needs to be very, very easy to read for that point. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if this new resume is good. And go. Degree, good. Manage an interactive data visual app using JavaScript, TypeScript, Vue, HTML, and CSS, good. Okay, perfect. Deploy DevOps and CI/CD pipeline, Ansible, and GitHub. Stream components releasing release errors. Wow. Develop scalable backend functionality using Django, Postgres, SQL, Python, and REST API. Endpoint strengthen the application reliable. Again, this is too technical. And build the production monitoring with Hotdog time. It's not bad. All right, I don't want to say this is a garbage resume. It's not. I don't think it's bad. I think it just needs a little bit of work. So let's see. What are they doing off? First off, there's less white space than I would like. Again, this is a feature. This is a feature. This is easy to read. The harder it is to read, the worse. Managed an interactive visualization app. I like using JavaScript, TypeScript, Vue.js, HTML, CSS. Don't mess with the order. Like, I know people want to put like CSS and HTML at the bottom. Just put TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and Vue. That is something you really want to do. Like, I get it. I get that it's basic. I get that it's boring. That's what's going to get you the job. It should be TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. And then you have the other two things. The one thing I am missing, though, is any type of cloud. So the fact that you don't have cloud, I don't know why I put that there. The fact that I don't see cloud anywhere here is not good. Which I am triple checking this. It doesn't look like we have any cloud. So that might be a bit of a hit against you. And when people use my methods, they get a 1 in 7 application ratio. If you don't have cloud as a software engineer, you're probably not going to get a 1 in 7, but you can still get a 1 in 15 to a 1 in 20. So I am missing cloud. The second part is Vue, I think, is extra credit. I think you could put something stronger up here, like Node.js, I believe would be fine. Let's see. Am I looking for Node.js? Not really. It's an extra credit. I'm going to count it as one. But like like REST APIs could be up there and Python could be up there. In fact, I think I'd prefer you to put Python and RESTful APIs up here instead. And then you've only been there for 2 years. What do I do to fix this one? Yeah, I would prefer Python and RESTful API up here, but you really need to include cloud if you have it. And then down here we can put, because like, is Ansible something I really want? That's kind of a hot dog, right? Kind of a hot dog. Django is a extra credit. I can consider that there. Some people would like it. And then Node cron. Yeah, I think you need to combine. I think this is really only going to be 3 bullet points. I don't think you have enough for 4. So it should be 3 bullet points and you should crunch them together a little bit. And I don't really think I care about Playwright and Node cron. I don't think I care about it. I like your Y down here, right? But I don't like your Y here. Why is it important that you strengthened application security and enabled reliable data exchange with the front end? What does that mean? Would your grandmother understand that? The answer is probably not. And in addition, up here is, I don't really care about streamlining deployments. I really care about reducing errors. Reducing errors is fine. But I would like you to probably put maybe Node.js into this sentence and maybe something else if you can. So we remove this, right? Or we keep this and remove this. We need to remove one of these bullet points and move its keywords to the other ones. But the fact that you don't have cloud is really bad. I want to see cloud. Beyond that, that's kind of all I can do for this. It's not bad. I don't want to say this is a garbage, disgusting resume. It's not. There's just a couple of tweaks we need to do. I'd say this is probably... Well, actually, no, it's exactly what they say. It's about a 1 in 50. This is about a 1 in 50. This is a C- resume. It has stuff that I want, but it has some non-technical reasons, and it has a lot of hot dogs in it. So it's not garbage. It does pass, but I think we can get this from a 1 to 50 to probably a 1 in 25 to a 1 in 20. If you have cloud, it'll be down to a 1 in 15. So next resume. This is a data analyst. So what do we need for a data analyst, which is probably one of the most common ones I'm sent? It's full stack and data analyst. Those are like the most common resumes I'm sent. So degree, industry, SQL, data visualization, so Tableau, Power BI, Looker, that you can influence stakeholders. Although if you can influence other people, it's probably equivalent. Explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders. Again, it doesn't have to be stakeholders, but stakeholders are better. But you do have to explain technical concepts to non-technical people. How you solved a problem with data, not what the data is. This is a big one, and this is what every single data analyst messes up on big, is they put like, I did a Monte Carlo simulation that required a 13%, 12% increase in floop flop. And because of that 13% increase, we've 12% increased. No, I'm not looking for how you got the data. I care about what you did with the data. Like, I'm trying to think of a good metaphor for that one, but it's escaping me right now. But I don't care how you got it. I care what you did with it. Then I want to see MS Excel, macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, and Word. Yes, this is the basic industry tools that you are required to put on. Python, R, multiple projects and deadlines, and then nice to have is cloud AI security and clearance. So there is an extra one, which I do not have on this list, which is leadership roles, which leadership is a bit of a different bullet point entirely. If you're going for lead roles, not manager, but lead, you want to put in how you taught others, how you coached others, how you led others, and I need to know how many others you led. And I want to see that you led them to success. So just like I don't care how you solved a problem with data, I don't care how you led them as much as I care that what they did with that knowledge, right? Like, I don't want you to see like, no, I want to take that back. I do want to see how you led them. I need to see both how you led them and how they succeeded. That bullet point is not about you. It's about them. So, this person is unknown ratio. So this is a new resume and they have not applied yet. Their previous resume did not follow my framework. So after the past few weeks, weeks, I've been watching your videos and making revisions. Please be very strict with your feedback and point out anything that needs improvement. I will. I came to the US in 2014 after winning a green card. Woo, congrats. Became a citizen. My current title is Senior Statistical Analyst. However, my role is a combination of data analyst and BI development. My main concern is my internship experience. I completed internships during 2 consecutive summers and perform essentially the same work, continuing on the same project, which resulted in similar bullet points. You can combine them then. You can say consecutive internships. That's fine to put in the title. Can I combine these into a single section? Yes, you can. If so, how should I indicate that this was an internship? I would put internship and then the first bullet point say during my 2 consecutive internships for X, I did Y. So, although depending on when you graduated and you're a senior, honestly, I don't even think they're going to get that far down. Like, if you wait, hold on. All right, let's do this for real. I got distracted with something that I saw. So, 20 seconds is on the clock. Let's put it on there. Boop. Let me get my tools up. And go. Okay, led the initial supply chain KPIs using cycle, sizing unit guidance, average, no numbers. Built to deploy Power BI dashboards that unified standard procurement, 10 agency, no numbers, into a single company-wide, improving operational visibility, too complicated. Developed reports that identified materials of risk running out of SQL, data lake, what? Expanding teams, hyperactive to Brent stock, that one's fine. Redesign vendor, time. Okay. I don't know why you care about your internships. You were way past internships. In fact, you're at the level of experience that I don't know if I'd even care if you had internships on your resume. So I would probably not pass this resume through. It's not the worst, but it's not great. So here's what we need to do. Led analysis of supply chain KPIs using SQL Pandas, present insights of senior leadership. I want this to be a better explanation of your job. Was your entire job analysis of supply chain KPIs? I don't know. I want more information here. And then again, I do not want numbers. The only times you need numbers is leadership bullet points, where you need to show the members of how many people were in your team, Or if you're sales, you are not sales. You do not need numbers. No one cares that the procurement cycle time by 11 to 14. That means nothing. Why were late decisions 14%? Why not 17? Why not 12? Why not 11? I don't know. And then your first sentence has kind of a bunch of hot dogs. Like SQL and Python is good. But then like Pandas is an extra credit. MATLabs is just flat out a hot dog. And then insights to leadership is good. But like I want you to rephrase this because I don't think your grandmother would understand this. Like, I'd rather you said, see, I don't even know what your company did. Like, I don't know what you did. Maybe it is just supply chain KPIs. Was all you did supply chain KPIs? Because I don't know. Like, I'd rather you said, I would rather you said, presented insights to senior leadership about X and Y using Python and blah, blah, blah. Or I don't know what you did. If it's only KPIs, then it's only KPIs. But I want you to explain it better because a lead analysis of supply chain KPIs, what was the point of that analysis? That's what I'm really looking for here is what was the point of the analysis? I don't care that you did the analysis. I cared what was the point of it, right? So reduce procurement cycle. Okay, but why did you reduce the procurement cycle? What was the point of reducing the procurement cycle? Not just late deliverables. So I'd rather you said lead analysis of our supply chain using SQL, Python, and Python to present, I would say, see, I don't even want to see that you presented the insights. In fact, that's my problem with it is I don't care that you presented the insights. I care that you changed them. So I'd rather you even just remove the present the insights as Pandas to guide our leadership so that we could save money by reducing our late supply or something, right? It's still too technical. Then build and deploy BI dashboards. Okay, good. That standardized procurement reporting. That's fine. I don't need to know the number of agencies. In fact, I don't even know into a single company I want is standardized recruiter reportings. And then where's the actual what you did? This only has one, right? Like this stuff is hot dogs. This only has one. So built and deployed Power BI dashboard so our company could have a standardized view of X and Y. But I need more. This only has one. This has three. And then developed reports that identified materials at risk of running out using SQL. You already mentioned SQL. You don't want to mention again. You already mentioned Pandas and Python. You don't want to mention again. Data Lake, kind of a hot dog. Data Lake is a hot dog. I like your why, right? Like your why is good, but you have no what. And the problem is if your why is good, but with no what, you might as well remove it. So the why is good, but there's zero keywords here. Redefine the vendor certification update process using Panda. Again, you already mentioned those. And PeopleSoft, there's zero here. Like, how I don't see that you can explain technical concepts to non-technical people. Presented insights is not explaining complex topics. That would be considered influencing based on what you wrote, but not explaining complex topics. I don't see the word data visualization, which I need to see. I don't see how you solved a problem with data. I don't see MS, Excel, macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, Word. I do see Python, R you can get away with not doing. I don't see multiple projects and deadlines. Like this is my problem is there's so much here and most of it is just nothing. Like this can be deleted. This can be deleted. There we go. By translating business question. This is a good one. It's one, but it's good. But like, if you notice, this means that nothing here matters. 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 You have 5 keywords across 3 bullet points that are good and the rest of them are garbage. Like, this is my real problem with this resume is I understand you were here for, a very long time, but like, why is it I can only find 5 things I'm actually looking for in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullet points? Like, don't be afraid to make it shorter, but like, I don't see MS Excel. I don't see multiple projects. I don't see that you can explain technical concepts. I only saw data visualization at the very end. And I don't actually know what industry you're in. I still don't know what industry you're in. And I've looked through this whole thing. I'm going to guess supply chain, but I don't actually think that's correct. So I'm going to need you to take a hard look at this. And you've written some good whys, but without the whats, they're useless. So take a look at this and prune it. Remember, you don't have to tell me your whole history. And then the MS in laser physics is, I just don't see that as being relevant. If it's relevant to the supply chain, and like if you're doing biomed or physics-based stuff, then yeah, they may want to see that. But this resume is filled with, well, it's really just filled to the brim with nothing. Like it's a bunch of hot dogs. So the other thing is I don't see any leadership experience, which you don't necessarily need, but if you're going for leader roles, I need them. So I want you to take a good hard look at this. You know how to do the whys, but I feel like you either did the whys or you did the whats, and you need to do the whys and the whats together. And I need a little bit more. Don't be afraid if it's small. That's okay. Concise is good. Next resume. This is a procurement manager. IC. So what that means is this is not a manager who's managing other people. They are managing the process. This is an individual contributor role. So this is not a people manager. This is a process manager. So procurement manager, what we need. And see, I do know more than tech. Also, this is a hot market. Like for all you software engineers, I'm really sorry the procurement manager their market is really hot and they might be able to get a higher salary than y'all because it's just that hot. So we need degree, high school diploma and certs, sourcing, procurement, supply chain or category management, vendor, supplier, and contract management. Again, we are not managing the people. Well, there's a little bit of management. We're managing the process. Influencing stakeholders and stakeholder management, MS Excel, Office, Power BI, Tableau, negotiate effectively and manage supplier relationships and cross-functional supply chain and the industry. So we do not know this person's ratio because they do not apply to enough jobs. They only apply to about 3 to 5 a week, which is literally they need 10 times more than that at a minimum. So 20 seconds is on the clock. I also cannot scroll past this because they might accidentally dox them. Stop putting your name in the resumes you send to me and your email and your phone number. These are posted to YouTube. Don't make me do that. I could miss something. I do what I can to scrub the personal information, but if it gets out, that's on y'all. Stop doing it. Please make my job easier to help you. Help me help you. Stop putting your names and phone numbers and emails on your resume when you send it to me directly. When you're sending it to other companies, then put it there, but not for this website, not for this channel. So 20 seconds is on the clock and go. Okay. Can't use this. All right. Led the cross-functional of concurrent initiative supporting maintenance and equipment maintenance away, aligning operation with vendor cycles. Nope, no numbers. Serves a primary liaison across 6 internal departments and 30 procurement complexity. Nope, uncomprehensible. Supported senior by developing delivering cost market analysis and multimedia. That one's okay. Time. Okay, so remember, part of the problem with this is you put everything I needed here. Remember, nothing in this section matters. This entire section is going to have to be deleted. And then we go down into the actual bullet points. And in fact, every software engineer, if you're still paying attention, this is what your bullet points read like to the person reading it. Do you understand what these are? The answer is probably not. The third one is actually okay. But You led the cross-functional coordination of 20 concurrent procurement initiatives supporting maintenance equipment and maintenance of way, aligning operational priorities with strategic sourcing objectives and reducing cycle times by 10 to 15%. What does that mean? I have no idea, neither do you, but that's what your software engineer resume sounds like. So is exactly that. So we want to remove that. So first off, what are you? This is in Metro Railroad. So I would say led the procurement process of industry, which I assume is trains, railroads, maybe subways, of industries, where I performed vendor management, vendor category and supply chain management, worked with multiple contractors to ensure we X'd. Like, I don't know what you did. I want you to tell me this. Could you explain this to your grandmother or grandfather? I'm going to say grandmother, even though my grandmother is actually more technical than my grandfather. They've both passed, but my grandmother would probably understand it more than my grandfather. But so your grandfather, would you be able to describe this to your grandfather? Actually, no, my other grandfather was an engineer who actually made the first heat shield. Engineers run in my family. My cousin is an engineer. He worked at like Tesla. My uncle is an engineer, worked at Tesla. My grandfather did the first heat shield. Some reason it skipped me and my father. I don't know. The engineering gene did not click with me. But it's everywhere in my family. So, yeah, would you be able to explain this to your grandmother or grandfather? If I went to my grandfather and went, I led the cross-functional coordination of 20 plus concurrent procurement initiatives supporting maintenance and equipment maintenance of way, aligning priority with strategic objectives and reducing cycle time by 10 to 15%, would that mean anything? No. And I know there's more to it than this, but I think this is indicative of the entire problem. My father is in procurement. My father, I would tell him not to write this if we still talked. So there's a lot of lore in this video. So yeah, this does not work. This is incomprehensible to a layman. And then served as the primary liaison, okay, across 6 departments. See, I'd rather, this is where you could put cross-functional, right? Served as the cross-functional liaison of multiple departments, because I don't need to know the number of departments. But then on-time execution of procurement strategies in a complex, high-demand environment. What does that mean? You know what I don't see? I don't see that you've done sourcing, procurement, supply chain, or category management. I don't think that you've done vendor, supplier, or contract management. I don't see that you can influence stakeholders. Yeah, I can't see that you can influence stakeholders or stakeholder management. I don't see that you can use MS Office or Excel. I don't see that you have Tableau or Power BI. I don't see that you can negotiate effectively and manage supplier relationships. I do see cross-functional, and I don't see supply chain. You have filled this to the brim with incomprehensible stuff. This is what your resume sounds like to non-software software engineers. This is what your resume looks like. This is it. You have no idea what any of this is, and neither do they. So yeah, I need you to delete this, and I need you to start again. I need you to make it in this format, and I need you to write this for your grandmother or grandfather. I understand this is not software engineering, but you need to describe to them why this mattered. Why did it matter that you managed the end-to-end RFQ, RFX scoping through award for contracts, typically ranging from $250K to $5 million, including evaluation frameworks and recommendation memos? It doesn't mean anything. Also, no numbers with the exception of the budget. Like, if you went from a budget of $300K and you saved it to like $10K, that's fine. Like, your budget and what you saved is the only number I want, and I want it only once in this entire job. So I really, really need you to go back and make this understandable, because I actually, like, these are so incomprehensible. And again, I know procurement. I've hired procurement people too. I don't actually know what you've done. I don't know what you've done. You have almost nothing they are looking for, and this is why you're getting rejected. Next resume. This is a resume of a Java developer. They say they're in the New York City area, and they're trying to find Java jobs, and it's pretty hard. They say they have a 1 in 50, so I'm expecting this resume to be a C-, but it might not be a true 1 in 50. So remember, 50 applications, 1 interview is a C minus. Anything over than that is bad. So what do we need for a Java dev? We need Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful APIs or REST APIs, microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, OOP, Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud, architecting or systems work, Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, Kafka. Rare but nice to have is full stack, JavaScript, React, Angular, Vue, DevOps, RabbitMQ, and AI. So let's see what's up. Let's see what they do and do not have. All right, so 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. All right, formatting's a little off. Design implemented and debugged Java that parsed hotdog to hotdog. Part of the value. Okay, that is way too long. Leveraged BitHook. Blah, blah, blah. Valid to change it across hot dog, time. Okay. It's not, I see why this would be a 1 in 50. Although you're missing a lot of stuff, there's a lot of fluff to this. There is a lot of fluff to this. So remember, first things first, this formatting, this is different than this. Second thing is, these sentences are just filled with stuff that I don't really need. Like, I don't need to see the debugged part. I don't think debugged is as needed. Like, designed and implemented is fine, but debugged doesn't really matter. And then don't put the slash, put comma. So, designed and implemented Java and Spring Boot automation components to... Oh, man, there's a lot here. I actually don't know what you did. I don't know what you did here. This is so long and confusing that I don't actually know what it is. To improve the speed of our website? Like, just say that if that's what you did. I don't know. That might not be it. I'm a little confused. In addition, I want a little bit more. You do have SQL. I'd rather you say designed and created using Java, Spring Boot, SQL, and X and Y, a tool to X and Y, right? Like, that's how I would prefer you to state it. Then leverage, never say leverage. It's one of the worst words you can say. It means nothing. Just say used or created or anything else but leveraged. Bitbucket, CI/CD. Again, I'm not looking for Bitbucket. I'm looking for CI/CD pipelines. For version control deployment, validating against with minimal hot dog. And you don't actually tell me why you did this either. Used hot dog to proactively monitor host machines. This is actually a very good why. So this is what I want to see in the why, right? Reviewing system logs to quickly diagnose failures and restore job functionality, minimizing impact on critical trade operations. Like, that at least is understandable to a layman. But the rest of this doesn't matter. The problem here I really have is you have 3 here, and I want a minimum of 3, a maximum of 6. You have 1 keyword here. You have 0 keywords here. You have 1 here. And that is a problem because I do not see SDLC. I do not see RESTful APIs or REST APIs. I do not see object-oriented programming. I did not see Git. I didn't see Git. I didn't see Unix or Linux. I did see Agile. I don't see cloud or architecting or systems works. I don't see Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, or Kafka. I just don't see enough. And then your first two sentences are bad. They're just bad. The keyword, the why you did it is bad. It's not just understandable by a layman. Like, again, this is not the worst resume ever, but this is why you're struggling to get some interviews. Is your experience is fine, but like, this is way too much. Also, down here, why did these overlap? Why are these overlapping? You never want to see them overlap. Now, if this was a project, that's fine. I don't want to see dates for projects. You don't need dates for projects. Also, don't put freelance. Never put freelance. That's a big old red flag. This actually makes it look like you're only doing these part-time. So you should just flat out remove that. And then also, wait, you were doing this in June? I see. I'm actually really confused by the timeline on this. Not just what you've done, but the timeline. Were these internships? Were these projects? Because then down here you have projects. Okay, again, remember, do not put dates on the projects. Never put dates on the projects. Projects are whatever. Who cares, right? Like, it's whatever you put the date. But why is this overlapping? This is a big concern, is overlapping experience is very bad. So that's all I can really do for this is I'm confused why it's overlapping. And I just don't see enough in the first bullet points. And the first bullet points are very long and awkward to read, which is we're not going to find enough time. So I'm making a little hamburger here. I guess this is a living hamburger. There we go. There's a little monster. I like making little monsters. Blah, there we go. That's an eel. All right. We need to condense that. Make it a better snack for the eel. So that's all I can do for this resume, and that's it for this video. I just want to say thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and to my members who get access to videos early, thank you for keeping the lights on for this channel. Your support allows me to keep doing this, so thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And if anybody wants to join if anybody wants to join and be a member, they get access to my videos early, and they can see the past live streams I've done. So thank you very much for them. And if you ever need any more help, you can join in the link below. Sorry, the pounding is distracting me. You can join in the link below. Thank you very much to my members. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST. And I will see you in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later.